So the set says Jyoti, Kalyani, Tarun, Vaishnu, Ved, and Vijay are the employees of a company called Lonely. Only one employee goes to the office each day from Monday to Saturday. Each of their homes are n kilometers away from their offices, where n is one of the first six prime numbers. So their houses are 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, or 13 kilometers away because these are the first six prime numbers. No two of them stay at the same distance from their office. This is also given. Tarun, being the manager of the remaining five, created a table as shown for 6 weeks 1 to 6. Monday to Saturday is considered as a week as to who went to the office on which day. The sum of the distances between the home and office for the ones who go to the work on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday is less than the sum of the distances between the home for the ones who go to Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday by a margin of less than 10 for each of these weeks. So Monday plus Wednesday plus Friday, it is, I mean, less than Tuesday plus Thursday plus Saturday by a margin of less than 10. So you can say this number minus a number which is basically less than 10 is equal to m plus w plus f. How can that be? We will be talking about that using these numbers. We will check that how can we use it. First, let's have a look at the table. This is the table given to us who goes on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. That all is mentioned. So what I have done, I put up this small table on this page and let's start solving this now. First of all, the total distance that these people are away from the office is the sum of all these numbers. If I calculate all of them, this comes out to be 41. Now, sum of three of these numbers, that is on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and the sum of other three numbers, that is Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, he says the difference between them is less than 10. Or let's say if Tuesday plus Thursday plus Saturday, if I take that sum and I subtract the sum of Monday plus Wednesday plus Friday, the sum of these three, this has to be less than or equal to 10. It is less than or equal to 10. So just have a look at this. Sum of all the numbers is 41. Three of the numbers, they add up to something minus the sum of the other three. It should be less than equal to 10. So for example, let us say sum of the numbers on Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday is A. So sum of the other three numbers, can I say it would be 41 minus A? And this A minus 41 minus A is less than equal to 10. That gives me 2A is less than equal to 51 or A is less than equal to 25.5. And if A is less than equal to 25.5, then 41 minus A is greater than equal to 15.5. So my point is that one of the groups will have a sum of greater than equal to 15.5 and one of the groups will have a sum which is less than or equal to 25.5. If I satisfy one of these two, of course, the other one would automatically be satisfied. So I am talking about this. One of the groups has three numbers which add up to 15.5 or more. Of course, all of them are integers, they can't add up to 15.5. So the minimum possible sum is 16 and I cannot take the sum as more than 25. That means sum of the numbers in a group must be from 16 to 25. Then this condition would automatically be satisfied. If the sum is less than 16, let us say one group has a sum of 15, the other group will have a sum of 41 minus 15, which is 26, and you see the difference would be greater than 10. So that way I am saying that sum of that smaller group of three numbers should be minimum 16. Now, the next thing is, now there are two groups. So I am just talking about one of the numbers, let's say smallest or largest, whichever number you take. I am starting with 2, the smallest number. 2 will definitely be there in one of the groups. So what all groups can be made with 2 such that 2 has a sum which is between 16 and 25. Let's check them one by one. So 2 I have already taken. The other two numbers, what can I take? If I take one of the numbers as 3, then 2 plus 3 is 5. the sum should be greater than equal to 15.5, that means minimum 16. So in this 5, what can I add to make it minimum 16? It is 11. That means one possibility is a group of 2, 3, 11 on one side and the group of 5, 7 and 13 on the other side. In this case, you would see on both the sides, I have the total sum between 16 and 25, including both 16 and 25. Similarly, 2 plus 3 is 5. I can also take 13 with that. That will take the sum as 18, which is again between 15 and 26. That is 16 to 25. So the other group will have 5, 7 and 11. So if I take 2 and 3, I can only have 11 or 13 with them. 5 and 7 will not make the sum as between 15 and 26. Now with 2, if I am not taking 3, let's take 5. 2 plus 5 is 7. With 7, I can't take 7 because 7 plus 7 would be 14, which is less. So I will have to take 11. So 2, 5 and 11. On the other side, I would have 3, 11 and 13. So 2 plus 5 is 7 plus 11, 18. And then 3, 11 and 13. And the other case is 2 plus 5, 7 plus 13. That is 20. On the other side, the sum would be 3 plus 7 plus 11, which is 21. Right? Next, with 2, if I'm not taking 3, I'm not taking 5, let's take 7. 2 plus 7 is 9. With 9, I can take 11. 9 plus 11 is equal to 20. 2 plus 7 plus 11, that is equal to 20. On the other side, I would have 3 plus 5 plus 13, which is 21. And I can also say 2 plus 7 plus 13. 2 plus 7 plus 13 is 22. On the other side, I would have 2, 7, 13. So on the other side, I would have 3, 5 and 11. So if I take 2 with 7, this is the possibility. Now, if I do not even take 7, the only possibility left with me is 2, 11 and 13. But 2, 11 and 13 takes the total sum as greater than 25. So therefore, that is not allowed. These are the only 6 cases that can be formed. There is another point now. In this case, I see the sum of first 3 numbers is always less than the sum of the next 3 numbers, except the last case. 2 plus 7 plus 13 is 22, whereas 3 plus 5 plus 11 is equal to 19. That is the only case in which it is not satisfied. So let us do one thing. Let us just replace them with each other. 2, 3, 5, 11 on that side. 3, 5, 11 on this side and 2, 7 and 13 on this side. Why am I doing this? Now I can say that this is the group of the people who go on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and this is the group of the people who go on Tuesday, Thursday and Saturday, because he has said people who go on Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday minus the people who go on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, that difference is always less than equal to 10. So if the first group is representing people going on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, then it would be satisfied. Okay. Now, what is, about these people who are going to Monday, Wednesday, Friday? I see that in this case, I am seeing 2 a total of 5 times, right? You all can see that 2 has come a total of 5 times. 3 has come a total of 3 times. 5 has come a total of 3 times. And then I see 7 has appeared just once. 11 has appeared 4 times. And 13 has appeared twice. Why am I saying this? Look at Monday, Wednesday and Friday here as well. Is there any name that is appearing 5 times? Have a look at that. Because if any name is appearing 5 times, so that is the person who is staying away from the office just a distance of 2 kilometers. If there is any name that appears once, it has to be the person who stays 7 kilometers away. If any name appears 4 times, it has to be the person who is staying 11 kilometers away. If any name appears twice, it is the person who is staying 13 kilometers away. But 3 and 5, they both are appearing thrice. That means 2 names would be appearing thrice here. We will check that as well. Let's have a look. How many times Kalyani appears? Kalyani is once over here, 2, 3, 4 and 5. I see that name Kalyani has appeared 5 times. That means Kalyani is the person who is staying 2 kilometers away from the office. Kalyani is the person who is staying 2 kilometers away from the office. What next? Let's look at Jyoti. Jyoti appears once and then it does not appear on Monday. On Wednesday, Jyoti does not appear at all. On Friday, Jyoti does not appear at all. That means Jyoti is the person who stays 7 kilometers away from the office because her name appears on Monday, Wednesday, Friday just once. Similarly, let's have a look at the other names. Tarun. Tarun appears once here. Then I have Tarun second time over here. Then I have Tarun third time over here. Tarun is one of these two guys. Next, let's talk about Vijay. Vijay appear once here. Then Vijay does not appear here. Second is Vijay here. Third is Vijay here. Vijay also appear thrice. So Tarun or Vijay, they stay 3 or 5 kilometers away from the office. Let's talk about Ved. Ved appears once here, second time over here, then Ved does not appear. So that means Ved is a person who stays 13 kilometers away. Of course, the other person is Vaishnu who stays 11 kilometers away from the office. So now we can shortly say Kalyani stays 2 kilometers away from the office. Jyoti stays 7 kilometers away from the office. Vaishnu stays 11 kilometers away. Ved stays 13 kilometers away. Tarun and Vijay, in any order, they stay 3 or 5 kilometers away from the office. I mean, this much we have made. Now I'll just write it in a small table and then we can answer the questions. Let's have a look at the questions one by one. Which employee stays farthest from the office? As you know, that Ved is the person who stays 13 kilometers away from the office. So this is the person who stays farthest from the office. That is the answer for first question. Second, if the one who stays closest to the office came to work on Saturday, then the employee who stays second farthest arrived on which day of the same week? So now I need this table. The one who stays closest to the office, that person is Kalyani. Kalyani came to the work on Saturday. So when do Kalyani come to the work on Saturday? That means we are talking about week 3. In week 3 that has happened. Then the employee who stays second farthest is Vaishnu. He arrived on which day of the same week? So Vaishnu arrived on Wednesday of the same week. My answer is option B, that is Wednesday. If the difference of the distances between house and office of Jyoti and Kalyani is same as the distance between house and office of Vijay, then the employee who stays second closest to the office does not come to office on how many days of the week in any of the 6 weeks. So चलिए देखते हैं. If the difference between the distances between the houses of Jyoti and Kalyani, Kalyani's office is 2 kilometers away, Jyoti is 7 kilometers away, the difference is 5. He says that is the distance between the house and office of Vijay. So Vijay has a house which is 5 kilometers away. Of course, Tarun will have the house 3 kilometers away then. Then the employee who says second closest to the office, of course, that person is Tarun now, does not come to office on how many days of the week in any of the 6 weeks. So what is the day on which Tarun never comes in any of the weeks? Does Tarun come on Monday? Yes, in week 3. Does Tarun come on Tuesday? Never. Does Tarun come on Wednesday? Yes, in week 5. On Thursday? Yes, in week 2. On Friday? Yes, in week 6. On Saturday? Yes, in week 1. So there is only one day, that is Tuesday, on which Tarun does not come to the office. So therefore my answer is only one, that is option A. Now it says during how many weeks the sum of the values of n for employees who come to office on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and sum of the values of n for the employees who come to Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday are both perfect squares. They should be both perfect squares. So if I look at this table, if you guys remember, the total sum was 41. He says the sum on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and the sum on Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, they both should be perfect square. And we have already decided they should be between 15 and 26. Can I say the only possibility is when this is 16 and this is 25? Is that right, guys? The only possibility is when this is 16 and this is 25. So let's see, when does it become 16 or 25? Let's try to put that once. So I'll just check week by week. In week 1, Kalyani is 2, Ved is 13, Vijay is 3 or 5, definitely does not become 16. Week 2, Jyoti is 7, Kalyani is 2, and Vaishnu is 11. So 7 plus 2, 9 plus 11, it is not becoming a perfect square. Week 3, Tarun is 3 or 5, Vaishnu is 11, Vijay is 3 or 5. So the sum becomes 11 plus 8, right? In whatever order you take 3 and 5, the sum would be plus 8, not a perfect square. Next, week 4. Vijay is 3 or 5. Vaishnu is 11. Kalyani is 2. Now 11 plus 2, 13 plus 3 can be 16. That's a possibility. We will check about that as well. Next, Kalyani is 2. Tarun is 3 or 5. Vaishnu is 11. Once again, 11 plus 2 plus 3 can be a 16, which is a perfect square. And lastly, Kalyani is 2, Ved is 13, and Tarun is 3 or 5, cannot be a perfect square. So either it is in week 4 or it is in week 5. But the important point is it cannot be in both. If Vijay is a 3, that means week 4 will become 16, week 5 will not become 16 because Tarun will be 5 then. If Tarun is 3, then week 5 would become 16, week 4 will not become 16 because then Vijay would be 5. So ultimately there would be only 1 week and surely 1 week when it would become 16, which is a perfect square. So on the other 3 days, the sum of distances would automatically be 41 minus 16, 25, and both would be perfect squares. So my answer is option B, that is 1. And finally, we have a long question. So I'm straight away coming here. One day, Tarun, while at office, needed a very important file which was with Kalyani. Tarun went to Kalyani's office and returned with the file. So if this is the office, Tarun is here. Kalyani's home is just 2 kilometers away. So if he goes to Kalyani's home and comes back, the total distance traveled by Tarun is 4. He realized that since he left his home, he traveled a total of a prime number of kilometers until then. Now, wherever Tarun stays, wherever his home is, from there, the office is either 3 kilometers away or 5 kilometers away. If it is 3 kilometers away, today he has traveled 4 plus 3, that is equal to 7 kilometers. If it is 5 kilometers away, that means he has traveled 4 plus 5, 9 kilometers. But he says it should be a prime number. 9 is not a prime number, 7 is. That means Tarun covers 3 kilometers. Sorry, Tarun's house is 3 kilometers away from the office and Vijay's house is 5 kilometers away from the office. Assume that Tarun did not travel to any other place since he left his home for work, right? He did not go anywhere. Then how far is Vijay's home from office? The answer is 5. So option B is the correct answer for this question as well.